Hi everyone. My name is Vikram Ekambaram, and I this is my entry for the full stack challenge for the Agent AI Hackathon. Uh, some context on me: I'm a business leader. I've led customer success teams. I've been in sales. I've led pre-sales teams. I am not, or at least have not been a developer for a long, 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 long time. But I've been very, very excited about leveraging Agent AI as a non-technical business person, building some really complicated agents. So, since this is a full stack challenge, I wanted to address a few things. One, I wanted to solve a business problem that was relevant to me. So that's one key criteria. The other one is I wanted to try and show as many bells and whistles of the product as I could show, just because I feel the product has so much depth, and a lot of times people tend to poo-poo tools like Agent AI as just a workflow builder. So I wanted to show the power of the tool. I wanted to show kind of best practices around agent building, concepts like meta prompting, chain of thought, prompt engineering. So I wanted to build something which wasn't just technical and had lots of technical bells and whistles, but touched a business need, showed all the technical uh, prowess of the product, and showcased a lot of some of this new Gen AI techniques around prompt engineering and agent building. So with that context, the agent that I built is one to summarize research papers. So again, as a Gen AI consultant, I spend a lot of time, trying to stay up on this. And there's lots and lots of stuff coming out, and a lot of them are really technical white papers. And I don't understand all of them. Sometimes they're 100 pages long. But every once in a while, there is one that I want to read and make sense of. Now, you could say, why don't you just upload it to ChatGPT and ask a question and it'll do a good job? And that is totally true. But what I wanted to do was to build something that was generic enough that a technical person could submit it and ask questions relevant to them. A non-technical person could ask something which is relevant to them. And generate, and I wanted the output to be generated as a PDF, as an audio file, as a podcast between two people talking. And so there's a whole bunch of things I wanted to do with this. So I'll start off. It starts off with it asking you, do you want to upload the PDF as the research paper as a PDF or a web page? In this case, I'm going to choose link to web page, and then going to ask me for the link to the web page, and I'm going to give this simple Anthropic how to build effective agents web page. But I could, upload an archive website. I could upload a PDF. Now what it's going to do. So that was, showing off a very simple feature in Agent AI, which is when you get to the process tab, there's the if else statements. And so this is basically if you selected web page, it goes down one path. If you selected PDF, it goes down another path. So I wanted to showcase how the kind of list processing works. And even in like the Anthropic paper, they talk about this concept of guard activities. And that's one way to go implement a guard activity is to use an if else statement to say if it doesn't meet the need, then take this particular path and go through that. Now, what this is going to do and what it's currently doing is it's now taking the research paper, scraping it. The other thing I've noticed is that when you go scrape the research paper, it tends to come back with a lot of text before, after, and all that. So I actually clean up the HTML, which I think is a good best practice to do. And then now here is where it starts getting a bit consultative. And I wanted to build not just like, hey, I'm going to ask you. So let's say I say, highlight the key themes in this paper, right? What I didn't want to do was just to then do what everybody now talks about, this kind of system one thinking, which is just respond to the question. What I wanted it to do is to apply some system two thinking, which is act as a consultant, take those key themes, and then go back and ask some follow-on questions so that you get a better idea of the context that the person is interested in. And so it asks me what specific themes am I interested in. And so there's another little hack over here is that I take those consultative questions that the LLM generated and I'm passing it as the title of this text area. So the question don't shows up and then I can answer those questions. So I can say, I am a business leader and am looking for a general overview. So this gives it some more context. I'm not interested in specific themes. The audience is a business stakeholder. I'm looking for a general overview. I don't want deeper analysis. So great. I mean, this was good. Went from a basic thing and asked me more questions. I now click go. And now the agent is going to take over and start doing a bunch of stuff. So one of the key concepts I wanted to implement here was this concept of meta prompting. And why that becomes relevant is based on these two questions. So if I had said, I want to know how a particular framework works in agent building, and I am very interested in the technical aspects of it. And that was my question. As you can imagine, the output that then would come would be very different than this one. And so, what I wanted to do was actually showcase how one can use Agent AI to generate prompts on the fly. And so, if I run back to the agent just to show you some of these things and how they were built. So, here's the input type. This is pretty straightforward. And then here's my if else statement. If they said PDF, then I upload the files. If they don't say PDF and it's just HTML, the website, then it comes here, it scrapes it. Then I go and I clean it up. And so I built this little cleaner helper. And again, you'll notice that a lot of the prompts here, I wanted to make sure following prompt engineering best practices. So they're all got the right markdown tags and stuff like that. So the agent will understand, LLM will understand this really, really well. If you have large pieces of text, put the input at the bottom. So all the best practices around prompt engineering are also something I wanted to add to this agent. So this way, if somebody does go and look at this, it's not just about the output, but it's about how to learn from it to build something. And then what it's doing from there is this is where it's asking what do you want to know from the research paper, and I'm basically saying act as a consultant, and then come up with those clarifying questions. And so that's what you saw in the clarifying questions. From that, then I'm now saying this is where I now get into meta prompting. And meta prompting is a concept where you don't hard code the prompts. You're not actually telling the LLM what the prompt is. You're going to use the LLM to understand the context and the themes in the white paper to generate prompts on the fly. And so all I'm saying is your job's to be done. Sorry, this one is actually taking the context I gave it, the question it asked, and my original question, and it's reframing it into a more detailed question. So I'll know exactly what they're interested in. This next one is the strategic task planner. And this is responsible for taking that job to be done. So it's going to come back and say, this person was interested in this particular theme, they're a business leader, blah, blah, blah. And it's going to now break it down into a structured list of independent tasks that it's going to run. So it's almost like this master planner is going to now divide the work into multiple parts. It's going to then assign those works to different workers, and it's going to then kick them off in parallel. And then I'm going to show you how that happens on the fly. So understand the research paper, blah, blah, blah. And this is it. What it's going to generate are a series of prompts with like a role. It's going to create independent tasks. Each task will have a tangible output. It'll have a real world role, and then where relevant it'll say, oh, go look for it over here in the paper, and I'm saying don't have more than 5 tasks, and it should be output as a Python list. So now we're getting into some specific development patterns in agent AI, where if you want to pass a list to a for loop in agent AI, it has to be in this kind of Python list format. And so I'm basically saying do that. And so this takes so that this way, when I pass it to the for loop will now loop through each one of these items and then execute them. And so that's the output is by list of role tasks. And so what's now going to happen is when this runs, it's going to create a list of role tasks. And then after that, it loops over each one of them. And for each of them, what it's doing is it's basically going to, the task is the loop variable, which is basically the first item in the list and the second item and third item. And if you think about it, each item in the list is the prompt. So it's going to run the prompt. And I'm basically saying using the research paper, go run that prompt and then come back with a response. And so what I've now done is on the fly. So you'll see I don't have like five generates here, five Gen AI actions. It's all dynamic, depending on whatever the master planner decided based on whatever the question and the context the person provided. And then after that, I get a kind of report organizer that will now take all those different outputs from those different workers, combine it together, and create a logical flow. So that is kind of one output, but I didn't want to stop there. I wanted to also test out some other parts of Agent AI. And so sometimes I don't like to read, I like to listen. And so what I was thinking is, wouldn't it be great if the output could then be taken and then converted into a podcast and then have it played back as audio? And so now what I'm doing is I'm basically taking, sorry, uh, I'm taking that report and then I'm basically using another uh, prompt over here, another LLM activity to basically go and generate a conversation between two people as if they're discussing in a podcast. Now, I was trying to mimic a little bit of what Notebook LM does. Obviously, it's not in two different voices, it's the same voice, but it is a conversation between two people, and it's still very interesting to hear this being discussed that way. And then what I'm doing is I'm passing it now. Uh, yes. So here is the key thing. Now, again, to make this all work, there are lots of little things that you need to really think about. So when I am now passing this audio text and I'm going to pass it to a PDF writer as you know as part of a JSON object to go generate a PDF of the transcript, I'm also going to pass it to another agent that will take the text and generate it into audio. But to do that, it has to be formatted in a very particular way. If there are line breaks, then when it's sent over, the audio will stop after the first line. If it's got double quotes in it, then the JSON will not work because the JSON doesn't take. So you have to actually work really hard to make some of these work. So I actually have a formatting specialist that takes it and then fixes all the format, makes sure. It's almost like I've added like an evaluator here. So even though in my prompt here, I am saying keep it conversational, and ensure it's a continuous text of flow without formatting, new lines or quotes. What happens is the LLMs tend to get lazy and they may or may not listen to you. So what I then have is a another activity that evaluates it and makes sure that it's really cleaned up. And then after that, I'm passing it to a REST call. And here what I'm doing is I've written a script using AppScript to actually take this content and then pass it on to the script, which will take it and then create a PDF file and put it on my Google Drive. And then lastly, it creates an audio URL, which then basically plays the podcast. And then at the end, I'm just displaying it. So if we now go back to our output, so you'll see here's the report, comprehensive report on key themes in agentic systems. This is an introduction. This is to provide general overview of the key themes. So this basically recaps what I had asked it. These are the themes that it sat and found out. And then it talks about each of those themes. Then it talks about, actionable recommendations, when should we use them, framework usage, conclusion. And here you'll see there is a link to my PDF, and here is a link to the audio. So I'll first open the PDF, and you'll see here is the transcript of the output that was generated from the activity that basically took this report and said make it into a podcast. And to leave you with, I'll leave you with the podcast that actually plays. So when I click on it, it downloads it on my local machine, and I'll play this for a few seconds.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. Today, we're diving into some really interesting insights from a comprehensive report on agentic systems, especially for business leaders. So, what exactly are agentic systems? And why should business leaders care about them? Oh, that's a great question. Agentic systems are basically setups where agents, think of them as smart tools or programs, can make decisions and take actions on their own. The report emphasizes that understanding these systems is crucial for leaders.
So you get the idea. So again, what I wanted to show is how you can leverage Agent AI to not just do research, not just do meta prompting, not just do chain of thought, but you can do so many different things. And I wanted to make sure that I packed all the features together and built a use case that still had a business bent to it. I didn't want it to just be theoretical. And so I hope you found this as much fun as